Alright, today we're jumping into a world of ash, ancient magic, and a really desperate alliance as we explore the dark fantasy story, The Witch and the Winged Lord.
And right away, we are thrown headfirst into our protagonist's world. And it is a painful one. I mean, this isn't some kind of metaphor. She can literally hear the plants in agony, and she has to constantly build these walls in her mind just to get through the day.
So let's set the scene. We're in a world that is just actively dying, and this is where we meet our hero, Bryony. Her whole village is starving, but she's the only one who can truly hear just how deep the world's pain goes, and that burden is about to set her on a pretty desperate path.
Welcome to Cinder-Hollow. It's a place where the soil itself is poisoned, where this constant rain of ash is just choking the life out of everything. To everyone else, the corn in the fields is just wilting, but to Bryony, it's screaming.
You know, this is what makes Bryony a witch. It's got nothing to do with casting spells or flying around on broomsticks. Her power is this deep, agonizing empathy with the natural world. And in a land that's dying, that connection feels a lot more like a curse.
So, of course, the village elders need someone to blame, right? They point their fingers at the one place everyone is terrified of, the Sunderwood. They're convinced this dark, ancient forest to the north is the source of all their problems, that it's intentionally poisoning their land.
Bryony sees her village's blind fear, and she hears their plan to fight the forest with fire, which is just a disaster waiting to happen. So she makes a terrifying choice. To find the real cure, she has to go where no one ever dares to go, straight into the forbidden heart of the Sunderwood.
But here's the thing. Bryony has this dangerous suspicion. The whispers of pain she hears aren't just coming from her village's crops. She can hear the Sunderwood suffering too. And she starts to think, what if the forest isn't the enemy? What if it's another victim of the exact same poison?
Just look at what she packs. This really tells you everything you need to know about how desperate this is. She's not a warrior heading into battle. She's a gardener packing some dried beef, salt, which is her only real weapon against the Fae, a simple knife, and a book of herbal lore. It's basically a suicide mission, and this is all she's got.
And this choice sets up such an incredible tension. I mean, behind her are the village lights. Yeah, it's a place of accusation and slow starvation, but it's a danger she knows. Ahead of her, the Sunderwood, a place from scary stories where the silence itself feels like a predator and the trees seem to watch you.
Bryony's theory is about to get tested in a big way. Because, well, the forest does have a protector. And when she finally meets him, it's an encounter that's going to change the fate of both their worlds.
He is Varic, the winged lord of the Sunderwood, an ancient, powerful Fae being who sees Bryony as nothing more than an intruder, a mud woman, trespassing in his home. He's terrifying, he's powerful, and he's in a whole lot of pain.
This slide just lays out their dynamic perfectly. She's a mortal healer, totally grounded in the earth. He is an immortal predator of air and shadow. They are complete polar opposites, natural enemies, thrown together by this sickness they both share.
And this line. This is the moment everything flips. Varic is being consumed by the same rot that's killing the forest, but because he is the forest, he can't even feel it. Bryony realizes he's like a man with a fever who doesn't know he's burning up. And in that one instant, he goes from being a monster to being her patient.
This realization forces them into this incredibly uneasy truce. He needs her ability to sense the poison, and she needs his knowledge of the Sunderwood to find where it's coming from. And so their investigation takes them deep into the forest's dead zone.
So they make their way to this dead zone in the forest, and it leads them to a ruined temple where absolutely nothing grows. And it's here they find their first real clue. It's not some magical curse or a dark artifact. It's something shockingly normal, something that has no business being there, a tiny shard of human-made porcelain.
Now, through her connection to the ancient trees, Bryony finally understands what the poison is. It's iron. For the Fae and the entire magical ecosystem of the Sunderwood, iron is the ultimate poison. It's a substance that doesn't just kill, it literally unmakes magic itself.
And this is the gut punch, the poison, the rot, this entire dying world. It wasn't an attack by the forest. It was an invasion. A human, driven by what the trees can only describe as greed, brought the iron deep into the heart of the Sunderwood and planted it there like a disease.
So,
With the true nature of their enemy finally out in the open, the witch and the lord have to make their partnership official. They forge a blood oath, a dangerous, magical bond that links them together in their hunt for the human who did this to their world.
But let's be absolutely clear. This is not a friendship. Varic defines their new relationship with ice-cold precision. They are, as he says, symbiotic. Like a fungus and a tree, they are bound together only for mutual survival, not because of any trust or affection.
And he makes it painfully clear who he thinks is in charge. Their alliance is just a temporary convenience. The second she's no longer useful to him, this pact means absolutely nothing. That tension, that distrust between them, it's as sharp as a razor's edge.
And that's where we leave them, a mortal healer magically bound to an ancient dying predator, turning back to face the world of men. Their enemy isn't some dark wizard, it's human ambition. And the question that hangs in the air is, can a witch and a monster possibly save their world from the relentless greed of humankind?